I am hungry. Oh, we already in the building. We are already in the building. Oh man, we got O'Shea Duke Jackson right here. Hold on. I'm gonna play this part right here. We saw this already, but O'Shea Duke Jackson put out a video. I like the way he put together his video. Shout out to O'Shea. Let me see what he said about the African dynamite, the new Malcolm X.
Masculine culture of Black America, especially if you're a well-mannered young man like this.
I'm Justin J. Pearson, and I'm running for president of PSG. There are a few reasons that we're running this campaign this year. One has to do with representation. How can we represent all voices in a conversation? I want to do this by partnering with organizations from the voting Democrats to the voting Republicans. I want to bring together different voices, dissenting voices, voices that may be more liberal or more conservative, in order that we can reach a point of sort of the radical middle.
See, this young man here is named Justin Pearson. Right now, he's a state senator, but I'm not worried about that. That will come later in the video. This young man is an example of what I'm talking about. Well-spoken, well-mannered, non-charismatic, and really, to be honest, he fits well better with white people. He's somebody that the white community can appreciate more than in the Black community. It seems like he's went to white schools all his life, if you ask me. And him in this particular form, it's not going to do well with Blacks. He's just too dull, too boring. Women most likely will not like him, and he will regret being in the Black society. But what happens if this man wants to hang around Black people? Can he remain in that same situation? Password? Well, I don't think so. You see, you need to recalibrate if you want to appeal to Black folks. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're intelligent, you have to
He has to recalibrate. So you mean to tell me he has to pretend to be somebody else in order to get the vote? So is all these people actors? How does he go from a well, clean-cut, well-mannered guy to now he's shouting and acting idiotic? And that behavior got him thrown out of his seat. They got thrown out and voted out. They're going to get drawn out their district because of the way they act, and they're going to call it racism. But they're getting tired of people acting. I told you from the beginning, watch behavior. People are getting tired of the same behavior. I know people got mad at me because I'm Black and I said it. But if you don't watch behavior and you don't call out certain behaviors, they're going to lump you in with that behavior. And then that's where nobody's going to feel sorry. They're looking at a set of numbers. They're looking at a number. They're looking at a data sheet. And they're saying, damn, astonishing. Damn, astonishing. Dang, astonishing. And the numbers that they're looking at and the fact that people won't call out certain things is the reason why certain things are going to start happening.
Calibrate if you want to appeal to Black folks. Let me explain myself. You see, the Black community, especially the South, like Atlanta, Alabama, and certain parts of Tennessee, we need intelligent Black men like him. We just can't have it in that particular form. So what we gotta do is to change the game up so they end up like this.
Here, you've had 3 strikes laws, mass incarceration, denied us of who we are, and we are still
here. Boy, that's all these Negroes do, boy. God, dog. Salute to you, Chill. Chill gifted 10 Kwame Brown Bus Life memberships. Keep the memberships, please. But salute to you, Chill. Appreciate that. But, man, that's all they got to do is yell and shout, act like they down with us. They don't talk to you after they get elected. They ain't like they do nothing for you. It ain't like they're going to make your districts better. Just look at the districts that they live in. They don't make it better. They just talk this pro-blackity black talk, fear-monger, talk racist talk, and that's it. That's the manuscript.
Change the game up so they end up like this.
Here, you've had 3 strikes laws, mass incarceration, denied us of who we are, and we are still here. And today, you take the only majority black district from us. But I want you to know, and I want my nephew, sons, and the future to know, no matter what you do, no matter how much you try and break us and make us bend and make us quit, we will still be here.
There we go. That's more like it. In 2026, Justin Pearson has made a change. He no longer has the bald fade. He's no longer soft-spoken. He's now a civil rights activist, even changing his look. He kind of reminds me of Bobby Seale or Angela Davis or Jesse Jackson with the kind of fight the power, the white man got his foot on my neck type of energy. And when you look like that, people start to think like this.
I never thought in my lifetime I'd see another Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, or Fred Hampton.
The young lady is looking at him as a
Lord have mercy. Oh, man. When they said that shit about me, I said, you compared me to Martin Luther King? Have you lost your mind? I was thinking in my head, you know how many hoes I done had? And then people started telling me about Martin Luther King. I'm like, shoot, dang. Maybe never mind. Anyway, this is just weird. This is this young lady or this is this person don't want to take responsibility for their life. So they looking for this person to save them. And that ain't going to happen. That's not going to happen. Yeah, she said, I don't know what the fuck. I'm just saying, they looking for this person to save them, and that's not going to happen. We don't need a leader. Where's the lady? I'll wait. Y'all ain't finna get me flagged, bro. Young person. This young person, this is just, it doesn't make no sense. I'm not messing with y'all. Let me play the video.
throwback leader. And I'm pretty sure in 2016, he never saw himself like that. But there's a reason for this. You see, as I said before, Justin Pearson is the son of a preacher, and he's well-educated, he's very talented, and he's a member of the Tennessee House of Representatives. But it would be very difficult for him to go viral in a city like Memphis if he's that real soft-spoken black guy. It won't front. And to be honest, his real appeal is to the black community. And that's why we saw this wicked ass transition from here in 2016 to 2026. And don't get me wrong, he has some pretty good ideas politically that I don't disagree with. And I will talk about that another time. But he mostly goes viral for stuff like this.
I believe in a division. People who've been ostracized, coming to the well. Say, I see white folk and black folk. I see queer folk and straight folk. I see rich folk and poor folk coming from the black to the well of us.
Now, this is interesting. He's having some kind of talk at a rally, and his speaking cadence is...
So this is all they got to do year after year. Talk real loud, talk pro-blackity black. What is this guy's policy? Does anybody know? She called him the second coming of Martin Luther King. What is his policies? What is he doing to make the place better? I guarantee you, with this charade he got going on, he don't got to do nothing for that district. They only see this guy at rallies, I guarantee it. This is crazy.
Very similar to that of a Baptist preacher getting ready to close a sermon. And that's interesting because we've seen in 2016, he clearly has the ability to articulate himself without all of the theatrics. But in the case of this, he's being very theatrical, and it seems unnatural, as if he is forcing this, but the people are hype and they love it. But wait, There's more.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
So this is him preaching a sermon, and then not only doing that, but you got to go ahead on and get your shout on. And then you see all of these people in the background. I believe they're academics or somewhere higher in education, and they're egging him on. And the concerning thing about this, especially as a young man who has a more of a change to this super Pan-African, super pro-Black militant type of guy, is that you also got to make a fool out of yourself. And nobody would make a fool out of themselves for nothing.
You know what's crazy? This is actually sad, and it's actually sickening, because there will be people out there in the world that call me a coon because I think this Negro is full of shit. And they'll call me a coon and say I don't support Black people because they think he supports them. In the real world, you can't get nothing done if you can't sit. Let me explain something to you. Let me sit up. Let me sit up for a second. Let me explain something to you. In the real world, behaving like that don't get you nowhere. In the real world, behaving like what he's doing gets you absolutely nowhere. Not one contract I signed, not one important thing I've done in life ever was I represented by somebody who was behaving like this, or I myself ever behaved like that. If you can't go, how you get a deal done is you got to be able to sit down, articulate the term, talk to a person, and allow them to speak back. Talking about race, jumping up, shouting and yelling, they're not going to take this guy serious. So if he's representing people, acting like this, no wonder we are disenfranchised. Nobody's going to deal with somebody who act like that. Just because you think he's pro-blackity black and that's the way to do it, when it comes time for the adults to come into the room and get things done, they're not going to let him in the room. Don't shit get done like that. This is why the only time I can agree with Stephen A. Smith is when he said, you got to vote Republican one time, or you got to at least threaten to do so. Because if somebody got your vote, just hook, line, and sinker, why would they respect you? Why would they? You're going to vote for them anyway. Why would the other side do anything for you? You don't give them your vote. So we're just in no man's land. We just vote for the same goddamn people that don't got to do nothing for us because you're going to vote for us anyway. And when men have used women like that all the time, if they know they got that girl at home, they go out in the streets, they do whatever they want to do. Once that woman apply pressure and say I'm finna leave, that's when that nigga be like, oh shit. That'd be the first time he see his girl when she with somebody else. You can't allow people to just take advantage of you like that. This is taking advantage of you. They think you so stupid that all you got to have is a Negro that act and look black, even though this is a fucking dweeb pretending to be this way. But as long as they give you this dweeb, they know that if you dress him up like a clown and have him act like this, you guys are so dumbed down, they think that, oh, this is all they need. Just give them a showpiece. Keep them feeling good. They don't give a damn. They just want to make them dance, make them loud, make them jump. That's what they like to do. This is crazy. What is this guy going to get accomplished? Sit him down and ask him, what is your policies? What do you see in the next 5 years for your constituents? What do you want for us in the community? I guarantee he'll just start talking about Trump. Like, why do we accept this as a community? With all these so-called smart people in our community, why do they accept this? I'm not educated, but I can't accept this. This shit is stupid. I would love to sit down, and when he finished jumping around and sit his dumb ass down, I'm going to say, what is your policy, sir? What is your plan to bring economics in here so people ain't running in the Rite Aids and Walmart? Like, what is your real strategy to bring some money into this economy? How are you going to keep these kids safe? The first thing this guy want to do is take the guns out of his community. It's people getting trigger-cha-cheed all in Memphis. They talking about they gonna stop mass shootings by making guns illegal. Well, newsflash, genius. The people who got guns, they're not gonna use them legal. They're gonna use them legal or illegal. This is sad to me. I don't think this is funny at all. As a whole, they think we stupid.
But if you're a Black Democratic leader, this is something similar. I mean, we've seen it with Tiffany Hinyard. I mean, you've seen it with Roland Martin. All of the people who want to appeal to the Black community have to act like this. Now, imagine somebody like Candace Owens, who I understand is not really cool with Donald Trump right now, but she's on the right as a conservative. They do some level of selling out too, but they don't have to act like this to get on. They can be articulate and they can be calculated and they can be largely non-charismatic and still get support on the right. But you can't do that amongst the Black left. And then, well,
God, Santa, table flipping, you and you and you and you. Yes. Damn.
Man, you gotta laugh just to keep from fucking going crazy. What in the world? Oh man. Oh my goodness. They falling for this shit.
left. And then, well,
God, Santa, table flipping, you and you and you and you. Yes.
You are. Oh my God. He sounds scripted. Man, this is sad. Jesus Christ. Stars are not born, they're created. This politician was created. Oh my goodness. Hook, line, and sinker. This is all we need, man. God damn. God help us.
Damn.
All right, so I thought this was the most hilarious. He's not even a preacher, and then you hear the organist that's pretty much giving preaching chords or following him. It's a big tradition in the Black Baptist Church. But you're not even a minister, but you're preaching as if you are this, let me say, don't quote me on this, but it's almost like a hood ghetto Black preacher who's trying to get the spirit when you're not in the spirit. And so what this really looks like, if you tie him to the party that he's in, it's like, okay, you really want to appeal to Black people because you think that our intelligence is low. So you're insulting us by sending this guy who some people will think is he's acting as if he's a minstrel. And really he's over emotional when really he's not over emotional. He's a very articulate, intelligent young man, but he will not be accepted as an over articulate, analytical Black man because those kind of Black men are a threat to the power.
And what does that say about us if we won't accept an articulate Black man? If we want to, Kwame a sucker? Nah, I could be that. But anyway, what is if you can't accept him as an articulate Black man, why does he have to act like a fool like this? Why he got to do the fool to be accepted? What does that say about us if we got to have people do the fool to be accepted? That's weird to me.
Our structure. So those Black men must be flipped and become emotional. It's almost like the smart dude in the hood who got to be tough just to fit in, because that's the only way that Black people will accept you. Well, the problem is to Black people who can see through this, it looks intellectually dishonest because as Black people, you want us to accept this person as our leader when this person is emotional as hell and he's not acting rational as a man. But when I look at the leaders of the other communities, when I see the whites, when I see the Hispanics, when I see the Asians, none of their leaders act like this. They don't have the same level of theatrics. But then another point of contention with Justin J. Pearson will come out.
A lot of these Christians that call themselves Christians, they go to church, they shout and dance like crazy people, like the world, like people all over X and all over the people are seeing. and then they go cussing like this rep was and voting for a party that's anti everything that they just shouted about.
This is right. The whole time that he's preaching in church, he's for LGBTQ rights, which is against the scriptures. He's supporting a whole bunch of stuff that's against the scriptures. The reality is this: if he appears that he's fighting white supremacy, then his real policies and what he's behind become secondary. Let's say, for example, immigration, as it's hurting a lot of black people. And we already see that's been going on in places like Illinois. That's been going on in places like New York City. And the migrants are really putting a hurting not only on the American population, but on black people as well. We already know what Kamala Harris had to say about reparations. She wasn't concerned with that. And if you ask this brother about reparations, if you already know what Kamala Harris's opinion on it, well, we clearly must know his opinion on it. And again, understanding that all Democrats are not equal, we know that if he's a Democrat, he's down with gay rights, he's down with immigration. And when it comes to issues that really affect black people, you might see some level of obfuscation going on there. In the reality, it looks like he was handpicked to just make a fool out of himself. And not only that, but to make a fool out of black America. And usually this strategy has worked in the past.
And now that strategy is not going to work. You playing into this blackety black, jumping up and down, acting like a jackass. Well, now there's some white folks that get to vote against you now. So you can't just do that. They got to appeal to everybody now. So him acting like this is just not going to win him the election no more. And that's what they don't want. Now you got to share some thoughts and ideals and articulate yourself. We've been trained to only like Holy Ghost type of politicians. Absolutely. This guy has been a trained puppet.
For an example, if you guys remember in the early 90s, 1992, I believe, Bill Clinton appeared on Arsenio Hall, and Arsenio Hall was a really big key to the black community at that particular time. And he played the saxophone, okay? Then he ended up getting the black vote, which would help him win the presidency. What happens every year? Every year, Democrats bring in all of the...
He got the black vote, got some head in the White House, wrote some crime bills, locked some people up, didn't do nothing for black folks, but he the first black president because he could play the saxophone. Who gives a damn? We got to start focusing on what's important, which is the policies, not all this other theatrics that they put in front of you. You're smarter than that. That's trickery.
Artists to appeal to the black community. People like Meg Thee Stallion, we saw that last time. People like Lizzo, people like Beyonce, people like Jay-Z, professional athletes, LeBron. All of the entertainment people vouch for Democrats. On the other hand, for...
What did I tell y'all? All your A-list celebrities are Democrats. Why is that? You can't make money like that as a black person without being a Democrat. Watch this.
Artists to appeal to the black community. People like Meg Thee Stallion.
Democrat. Remember we was talking about a go along, get along game? Why is it that all of our top black athletes, celebrities are Democrat? Salute to you. Slim 82 for 21. Salute to you. Why do you think they come at Michael Jordan so much? Because he made one grave mistake. He didn't pledge his allegiance to the Democratic Party. He said Republicans buy shoes, Democrats buy shoes. And then you have people till this day talking against MJ as if he don't like black people because he stayed out of politics. He said both people buy my shoes, both people watch me play. I'm staying out of it. You see LeBron James, you see Jay-Z, you see P. Diddy, you see all these A-list celebrities always swaying you which way to vote. Why can't they just keep their fucking mouth shut, vote for who they gonna vote for? Or is it what Kwame Brown is saying is right, that celebrities are nothing but paid puppets that get put in certain positions to make a lot of money? So you guys are attracted to money. Money make you listen to damn near anybody. And once they get the money, they tell you what they're doing, and then you guys follow suit. It's people out there in the world. If this don't make sense to you, there's women out there in the world that got their own personal relationships saying that they should sleep with another man. It's not helping them. You know, males win again, because that would mean that some poor schmuck is going to get some free cheek clapping because Meg Thee Stallion got cheated on. These ladies are saying let's go out and cheat on our man in the eyes of Meg Thee Stallion. So how does that help women? That's not empowering women. That's some man going to be clapping them cheeks and looking at you like a slut because you just gave him some free cheeks. You're not winning in that game. You know, you're going to have this guy lose respect for you, and the other guy that got the free cheeks like, bitch, I don't want you because I just got some free cheeks. Why would you even think like that when a relationship is personal anyway? And people break up every day, B. But this is the brainwashing that's going on. We got women thinking they're interconnected with other women. Your vagina ain't got nothing to do with her vagina. Your relationship don't have nothing to do with her relationship. That's why it's called a personal relationship. And then to out men, that's all what's going to tell other men that we not going to fuck with you. We don't want our personal business in the streets. I would never want, I hope to God I never meet a woman that think that the internet give a damn about your personal relationship. No one gives a fuck. All we gonna do is talk about you, make content out of it, and laugh about it. No one really cares. Even the women that's saying that don't really care. Yeah, it's just guys like, yep, come on, cheat with me, baby. Yeah, shit. There's gonna be men everywhere. Yeah, Clay was dead wrong. Boy, Clay was so wrong. Get him back. Get him back. Get Clay back. Get him back. Like, how does that help? That's going to make you women look so great. Like, that's stupid. Don't even think before they get on TikTok and say this dumb shit. It's crazy. It don't even make sense. But hey, suit yourself. I'm not here to argue with you. But that's one. Top artist, Democrat.
Saw that last time. People like Lizzo.
Top artist, Democrat.
People like Beyonce.
Top artist, Democrat.
People like Jay-Z.
Top artist, Democrat.
Professional athletes, LeBron.
Top basketball player, Democrat. Why is that? Why is that? Why? Y'all think that's a coinky-dink? Maybe it's a coincidence. Democratic Party is a great party. That's a coincidence. That is a coincidence. So if we was to ask LeBron and all these guys, stick a mic in their face and ask them, is immigration first? Should we pay for immigrants before we take care of American citizens? You think LeBron would say no? If we ask LeBron, should there be a home for every military man, every person who fought for our country? Should there be a home for them when they get back from war, or should this money be going to sanctuary cities? Which one would you allocate the funds? The $52 million right now, should we use it to build military homes or use it for sanctuary cities for illegals? Illegals. Because that's what they're essentially saying. That's what they're essentially signing up for. We get our rights to talk the way we talk through our military. But a lot of these people are homeless. A lot of these people are mentally strung out on the streets, begging for food. But we'll give the money to illegals first. Interesting.
All of the entertainment people vouch for Democrats. On the other hand, for issues that you're really concerned with, none of those needs ever become met or get met. So guys, what do you think?
I think that was a great video, O'Shea Duke Jackson. Appreciate that. Got another one. This was an amazing video on Kingdom Reacts. This was amazing video. Got a lot of cool brothers up here that said a lot of good stuff. I'm going to let it play.
Question something deeper than politics, not who's racist, not who cares. The real question is, why does every conversation about black people somehow end up with us being told to feel weaker, angrier, guiltier, and more dependent than we actually are? That's why this conversation today matters, because once you really listen to these clips back to back, you realize a lot of these narratives only survives if nobody slows down and examines them.
We would still be slaves if it was for you, baby. It's for white people. We would still be enslaved. I believe that.
She believes that. She believes that, she says. I mean, that is truly an uneducated and racist.
I believe we'd still be slaves if it was for you, baby. It's for white people.
She said, we'll still be slaves if it wasn't for you, baby. If it wasn't for white people. I thought Abraham Lincoln, a white man, freed the slaves. Now, there's a discrepancy on why he did it. I knew it was a business decision, but he still was white. And there was so many white men that died along with black people to free the slaves. Interesting. Interesting.
We would still be enslaved. I believe that.
She believes that. She believes that, she says. I mean, that is truly an uneducated and racist take, all right? Considering almost 2 million white people, white Union soldiers, fought in the Civil War, and almost 300,000, no, over 300,000 of them, as a matter of fact, died fighting against other white people, as a matter of fact, in a fight against slavery, not for slavery, but against slavery, which undercuts the argument as is. But also, you got the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation by another white guy, Abraham Lincoln, who literally freed the slaves. And then you got Juneteenth, which was over, I think it was 2.5 years later, where more white Union soldiers marched on to Galveston, Texas, to free the last remaining 250,000 slaves there. So her statement that we would still be.
That was already free, by the way. So I don't know what she talking about.
These slaves, if it was up to white people, it's just patently and historically false because, I mean, it was up to white people and they chose freedom, not slavery, freedom. Unless you're talking about white Democrats. I mean, and that's another story even to this day when it comes to illegal aliens, but that's a story for another time. But this notion is one that is predicated on this narrative that minimizes the contributions of whites in efforts to help demonize white people's existence because they're white and white people bad. And that's racist.
Now, that we would still be slaves if it wasn't for white people, you know, comment is historically broken from the jump because history is not a Marvel movie, right? There wasn't one race wearing white hats and another race wearing black hats. Hundreds of thousands of white Union soldiers died fighting slavery. You know, you can debate how he did it, why he did it, but Abraham Lincoln signed an Emancipation Proclamation. That happened. And what's interesting is modern politics keep rewarding people for simplifying history into something emotionally useful instead of factually accurate. That's why.
And if you mention Abraham Lincoln around a Negro that went to a historically black college, you mention Abraham Lincoln around my brother, he go crazy. He ain't free to say. He ain't want to free to say. He only did that shit because he wanted to vote. He only did it because of this. And I'll be sitting there waiting. But did he do it? Was he white? Maybe we will be slaves if it wasn't for white people. We ain't had the freedom to sign nothing. We ain't fight nobody. Them white people helped us fight. So I just don't understand it. It's like a never-ending beef. Am I saying racism is eradicated and over? No, we just seen Chud the Builder. Now that man locked up. But you can't act like it's the same as back in the day when my mother used to tell me stories of white men spitting at them while they were walking to school, throwing rocks at them and stuff. And then people couldn't do nothing because you go to jail or it could be worse off for you for fighting them back. So right now we can kick their ass if you can win a fight. You can do whatever you need to do. Back then, you couldn't even fight them back. They used to tell them, don't even look me in my eye, boy. Is any white man telling you, don't look you in your eye, boy? And if they do, you can tell them, go fuck yourself. So, like, it's not the same. It is not the same. Yeah, Chud the idiot.
Comments like that go viral. Not because they're smart, because they feed resentment clean and fast. Fast food history. And speaking of rewriting history emotionally instead of accurately, this next clip might explain why so many people are starting to side-eye Hollywood too.
This movie was the epitome of how black history is a lie used to demoralize black youth. In the movie, 3 black women endure racism at NASA even though they're doing the best work there, which of course leads to emotional outbursts from the thick, sassy black women. But when you research what actually happened to Katherine Johnson, she says that everyone was so focused on the mission that nobody cared about race. She also says that the bathrooms were not racially segregated. So the movie scene about that, the racist characters, and even the coffee pot that no one else wants to touch were all fake. The movie portraying NASA as racist was yet another way to encourage black people to view themselves as victims who will only gain respect by lashing out with emotion. Kind of like how we were told that Rosa Parks was just fed up when really she was meticulously calculated and planned her rebellion to make a statement. The portrayal of black women as chronic victims who are only heard when they yell is significantly more racist than the truth, which in this case was that an exceptional scientist was successful and respected for her professionalism, but just so happened to be a black woman.
And I work like a dog, day and night, living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch.
Okay, wow. Hidden Figures. The Hidden Figures conversation is.
So you mean to tell me that woman didn't act like that? Because I was mad as hell at that. Well, you mean to tell me they got me mad for nothing? I watched that movie. I watched that movie with a black woman. She was mad as hell. We both was mad as hell. You mean to tell me we got mad for nothing? I literally was like, y'all got it bad, man. If they did you like that, you was that good? Damn, I got to see that clip again. She played that clip so well. I got to hear what he said first. Let me hear this part again. That messed up, man. Y'all can't be taking people on emotional roller coasters like that. They got me, boy. I ain't gonna lie. This was a really good movie. I'm like, these women kick ass and they tried to hide it from me. They didn't even want to drink out the coffee. That's a shame. You have been lied to, KB. Man, I've been hoodwinked. I've been bamboozled. They got me, boy. Ain't that a, you know what? I ain't watching movies no more.
Hollywood too.
This movie was the epitome of how black history is a lie used to demoralize black youth. In the movie, 3 black women endure racism at NASA even though they're doing the best work there, which of course leads to emotional outbursts from the thick, sassy black women. But when you research what actually happened to Katherine Johnson, she says that everyone was so focused on the mission that nobody cared about race. She also says that the bathrooms were not racially segregated. So the movie scene about that, the racist characters, and even the coffee pot that no one else wants to touch were all fake. The movie portraying NASA as racist was yet another way to encourage black people to view themselves as victims who will only gain respect by lashing out with emotion. Kind of like how we were told that Rosa Parks was just fed up when really she was meticulously calculated and planned her rebellion to make a statement. The portrayal of black women as chronic victims who are only heard when they yell is significantly more racist than the truth, which in this case was that an exceptional scientist was successful and respected for her professionalism, but just so happened to be a black woman.
And I work like a dog, day and night, living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch.
Okay, wow.
That part right there, that shit got me wild. It got me riled up, boy. I ain't gonna lie. So I hope that part true, because I don't want to believe I got riled up for no reason. That's the sad part about it, is that I really hope that happened now, because I got riled up about it. Ain't that a bitch? This shit they're talking about control the masses, keep them divided. Oh man, I'm like, y'all trying these women? Y'all waiting on somebody to say something bad to a black woman. I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna stop watching movies. I'm gonna stop watching these racist type of movies. I ain't watching that shit no more.
Hidden Figures. The Hidden Figures conversation is bigger than a movie, right? Because notice what keeps happening. Black success is almost never allowed to stand on its own anymore. Somebody always has to inject humiliation into it. Katherine Johnson being brilliant apparently wasn't enough. Hollywood needed dramatic racism scenes too. And that changes how people see themselves. There's a difference between teaching black kids you can overcome versus teaching them every room secretly hates you. One builds discipline, the other builds suspicion. Now, once you start seeing that mindset, everywhere, this next clip is completely different.
This was in a Walgreens in New York. All the lighter shade foundations are left open, but all the darker shades are locked. It's pretty self-explanatory. Granted, that's literally how it feels like to be a black woman in the beauty space. Sorry, not sorry. And they're just...
Lady, I be watching motherfuckers be stealing. I don't say nothing. Like, I still go back to the neighborhood. So I be seeing girls just be stuffing that shit in their titty or in their bra. I see them do it. I ain't gonna say nothing. But the heavier set one, they lift up their bra, they lift up that food, drop that shit up under that thing and drop it back down. You can't even see nothing. Yeah, boy, look here. Yeah. They better lock that shit up. It's for stealing. It ain't got nothing to do with you being no black woman. You tripping, lady. I ain't gonna never say nothing, but yeah, they be stealing, boy.
You know, everywhere. This next clip is completely different.
This was in a Walgreens in New York. All the lighter shade foundations are left open, but all the darker shades are locked. It's pretty self-explanatory. Granted, that's literally how it feels like to be a black woman in the beauty space. Sorry, not sorry. And there just comes a time where you gotta stop just overlooking things and you actually gotta speak up about something. There's so many other ways to solve the problem that they're insinuating. It's hard enough finding your shade, let alone it being locked up in a box.
Okay, without absolutely dunking on her, because that would be very easy to do, this is an example of why Black Americans struggle. And I want to keep pointing these examples out, and hopefully it starts to stick over time. And she talked about at some point you need to speak up. Yes, but she's speaking up about the wrong thing. The reason darker foundations are locked up is not because they're insinuating something. They're not insinuating anything. What they're doing is they're protecting their product, which is being stolen by people who have more melanin, i.e. Black people. She's essentially talking about the foundations that she would use being locked up. That is because Black people are stealing more than people with lighter skin complexions. The store didn't just wake up one morning and be like, you know what? Let's just put a lock on Black people's stuff. Like they didn't just wake up one morning and do that. They typically do this off of like theft data and shrinkage rates. Think of shrinkage rates. That's kind of hard to say. Shrinkage rates. Try it. Anyway, think of shrinkage rates like basically the amount of inventory they have in their like sheet compared to what they actually have in person. So if they look at their inventory in the computer and it says 300 units, and then they look and they go count what they physically have and it says 291, right? There's a difference there. That difference is kind of like the shrinkage rate. Many Black people will see this and blame the stores and not look in the mirror and say, okay, well, there's probably a reason they're doing this. No, they think it's just because it's racism. And then they'll vote for politicians who will get into office and
shit. Hey, I was in the store one day, and what I was looking for. Ironically, I was looking for some lotion and some Degree deodorant. And man, this store, this was a couple years ago. This before they had everything locked up. This lady literally took every Degree off the shelf. I don't know what it is about Degree deodorant, but it was like 20 something up that motherfucker. She shoveled all of them jokers into like this other bag, and she had this motherfucker up under her arm. She was a heavyset lady. She was walking, and she had that bag like up under her arm. It was like a net bag around her shoulder, and it was up on her arm. She raked them motherfuckers in there and like closed her arm down. Man, you could barely even see that shit. Man, they be stealing. I didn't say nothing. She left me one. I came over there to get me. I looked like, oh shit. Act like I ain't seen nothing. I just, oh shit. Get me off this aisle real quick, like, well, they think I did it. And I paid for my shit. I made sure I ran to the front to pay for my shit before this lady go to the front or go to the store, whatever. But she went to the pharmacy with that shit up under her arm. She walked back I seen her walking back to the pharmacy. And as I was walking out, as I got there haul ass and got outside, I crunk up my car. She was walking outside from the pharmacy with her little buggy and whatever drugs she picked up at the pharmacy. And she got about 20 bottles of Degree. I don't know what it is about Degree deodorant, but they probably locking that shit up too. You can't steal one or two. How much goddamn deodorant do you need? So that's why they be locking that shit up. You ain't supposed to take all 20. If you gonna, I ain't encouraging nobody to steal, but damn, 1, 2, I'm pretty sure they'll stay open. But when you clear the whole thing off, oh yeah, that is over with. 7 foot, you know that was your cousin. Maybe distant cousin. I ain't know it like that, but I got the hell on off that out, boy. Kwame is a part of the problem. Shit, I ain't finna call her out. Hell no. Man, that lady was resourceful. I wasn't finna get swung on. If you already came in there with a plan, that lady had a plan already. She might have other people with her. I ain't got time to be fighting and shit. She had that little bag strapped around her shoulder, and that shit was empty when she came in. When she walked out, it was full. but she had it clipped up under that arm, so you couldn't see nothing. She had them big old knockers too. You know, I ain't trying to say that, but you couldn't see nothing. Them breasts hanging over, and she had the perfect setup. Her arm went like this. Her boobs was like damn near over her arm. You couldn't see nothing. So she had a perfect setup. I ain't gonna lie. You couldn't see nothing. You had to goddamn like force her to stop and like search her. And you know you can't get no black woman to stop and get them to show you shit unless you got a lot of money. But other than that, you better leave them alone. And I don't think they're gonna offer her no money. So she ain't showing them nothing.
Say the same thing and blame the stores rather than looking at the problem, which is black people stealing. That is the problem. We continue to have this mentality, and that is what runs businesses out of black communities.
You said degree a quick sale? Oh shit. She made some sales that day. I don't know how much of one damn thing of degree, but she finna make that money. She had about 20 of them motherfuckers. She cleared the whole top right into the bag. She ain't dropped one. She skilled too. She was right there looking. When that lady went to check somebody out, that shit went. She just went, swoop that bitch in. I said, you know how you see some shit you ain't want to see? I'm like, oh shit. I walked down here at the wrong time, buddy. I'm out. I'm gone.
Communities, and then it creates less, or I should say it destroys rather than creates, it destroys opportunities for Black Americans. And if we want to change and be better and not have things locked up behind locks, we need to work on not stealing, holding each other accountable, and becoming better. That is the solution to the problem. It's not blaming white people, history, and racism. That's not going to get us anywhere. You need to accept reality. And in this situation, reality is Black people are stealing more than other races, so the store locked up darker foundations. If we don't want them doing that, we need to not be stealing more than other races. We need to not be stealing at all, essentially. So until we adopt that accountability mindset, we're going to continue to struggle. And Democrats are going to continue to perpetuate you as a victim.
I don't think we steal more than other races. I think we steal different things. See, they ain't in there throwing in lotions and makeup and shit. They just getting $50-something million from the government. You know, Somalis getting all this money. We ain't the race that's stealing the most. We stealing the most stupid shit. But they stealing the money. So I don't agree with you on that, brother.
Because it benefits them, because you continue to vote for them while your problems actually don't get solved. Democrats aren't incentivized to solve your problems, because once they do, you won't need to vote for them anymore.
That's right.
Don't forget, newsletter in my bio.
That's right. Now, this is one of those.
He said, I'm guilty of buying a few. Hey, so 42 Stein a part of the problem. He buying the product. He part of the problem. Well, they say that's capitalism, so you can't get mad.
Conversations people avoid because of accountability feels less exciting than outrage. But businesses lock things up because products disappear. That's reality. And honestly, one of the worst things a community can do is protect bad behavior just because criticizing it feels uncomfortable, because eventually everybody pays for it, including the innocent people just trying to buy toothpaste without needing a Walgreens escort package. And once accountability enters the conversation, how do I say this? Politics usually get real. It usually gets real awkward afterwards.
Yeah, pundits on CNN claiming that the black vote or black political power is non-existent because of redistricting. Take a listen.
You literally are taking Memphis, which is a city that with black voters, and you split it in three, stretching 3,000 miles.
Who's the current Democrat congressman there? What is it, a black congressman?
Just because black people are allowed to like people that don't look like them?
Exactly. And that is the point I wanted you to make, because just because you're not going to have a black congressman, why is it that a Republican can't do just as well representing black voters as a Democrat?
Because
why
they aren't electing.
Why does your race determine your politics?
It doesn't. No. You're making my point, actually. The assumption is black people. No. The assumption is black people will only elect black people. No, black people are smart enough to elect. No, let me finish. Black people will elect people who will actually represent them, who have their best interests in heart. And what Republicans have done in Tennessee is dismantle the power for black people to have their voice.
Okay, let's just pause and just hear exactly what she's trying to communicate. According to her, this move by Tennessee prevents black people from voting, which it does not actually. Every Tennessean still has exactly one vote. Loyalty without results isn't representation. It's actually a political party taking advantage of a group, particularly the black community. That's exactly what Democrats have done for decades on end. I mean, listen, this is not even a partisan take. Think about 1964 and where black people were, especially when you talk about what's going on in their home. And then fast forward to today, do the calculation. Are they better off? Is the family better off? Are marriages better off? What about abortions? What about the economics of it all? Financially, education-wise? It seems like we've taken a huge step backwards and we continue to vote for Democrats. How do you make sense of that?
The point, the Vori.
Okay, brother. What I got to say to that is you just lost your black card. You can't come to the cookout. Megan Thee Stallion will never look at you. Beyonce either. You lost your black card. That's all I got to say, because can't really say nothing to what he said.
Tennessee is dismantle the power for Black people to have their voice.
Okay, let's just pause and just hear exactly what she's trying to communicate. According to her, this move by Tennessee prevents Black people from voting, which it does not actually. Every Tennessean still has exactly one vote. Loyalty without results isn't representation. It's actually a political party taking advantage of a group, particularly the Black community. That's exactly what Democrats have done for decades on end. I mean, listen, this is not even a partisan take. Think about 1964 and where Black people were, especially when you talk about what's going on in their home, and then fast forward to today, do the calculation. Are they better off? Is the family better off? Are marriages better off? What about abortions? What about the economics of it all, financially, education-wise? It seems like we've taken a huge step backwards and we continue to vote for Democrats. How do you make sense of that?
The point.
You know what? I got to ask you a question first. I got to ask you a question. Since you want to ask everybody who makes sense of what, let me ask you something. Do you like your mama? Is your girlfriend Black? See, none of the, oh, got him. Girlfriend ain't Black. Oh, got him. Fuck him. He ain't with the community. He ain't with the community. They're going to find something on you, boy. They're definitely not going to talk about nothing that you were talking about just then, but they're going to find something on you to invalidate your ass. But you lost your black card, and you probably ain't dating no Black women, and you probably don't like your mama. That's probably what it is. Figured this out quick. That's what they're going to say, not me.
I think the Vori made that stood out to me was this. Loyalty without results isn't representation. And that's heavy because a lot of politicians, you know, they have mastered the art of sounding emotionally connected to Black people while entire neighborhoods still look stuck in survival mode decade after decade. And anytime somebody asks if the strategy is working, suddenly the question itself becomes offensive. Which leads directly into this next clip. Because now people are asking, who actually gets prioritized when resources and urgency enters the room?
Black Democrats, y'all need to wake up. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly what's going on because I don't think y'all catching this. Black population, we're about 13 to 14% of the U.S. population, 13 to 14%. Black people born here, FBA, people who are here. Immigrants, foreign-born people here in this country are at almost 16% of the population. Black people who've been here for 400 years, we are a less percentage of the population than all of the immigrants that are here, born here, imported here, become citizens here, not even counting the illegal ones. So now you see why the Democrats don't care about Black people. They see Black people as a dwindling percentage of the population. They see immigrants as growing, as being a power structure. So you see all these Democrat leaders out at detention centers, let these immigrants out. This is wrong, let them out. You don't see them doing that nowhere where it's Black people. See, when they got the DNC, they say Beyonce's gonna be at the DNC. They're gonna be at the campaign. All your Black people come hear Beyonce sing. But while she's singing, we got a Planned Parenthood trailer outside to help you get rid of some Black kids you might not want. See, they're trying to keep that Black population dwindling. They don't have trade center wagons outside. They don't got vans to help people get jobs outside. They don't got, college and enterprise vans outside helping people sign up for that. No. They've got, this is how you can get rid of children vans. That's what they got outside because they already see.
Ooh, God, dog. How can you make a comment against what he's saying? Listen to what he said. If you care about Black people, why are you focusing on helping them unalive their children? Why are you not focusing on helping them build economics, helping them become smarter, helping them become trained in a trade? Why are there not trade vans out there to teach? You can have your son sign up for trades for free. Community initiative. We're giving all the young boys and the men CDL training. We're giving them electrical training so that they can go out and find work and be gainfully employed so they can be the head of their house. You don't do that to help the Black community. You jump around and dance and run in a goddamn circle like a clown. And then you want us to believe that you care about us. That's amazing. And then if you say that what you're doing is BS, then somehow you're the coon. If you want more than the porridge that they're giving us, somehow you're the coon. I don't get it.
Population dwindling. They don't have trade center wagons outside. They don't got vans to help people get jobs outside. They don't got, college and enterprise vans outside helping people sign up for that. No. They've got, this is how you can get rid of children vans. That's what they got outside. Because they already see the immigrant population that they fighting so hard for, giving them free healthcare, free legal, free housing, free food. They fighting hard for these illegals because they say we need to give all of our time, effort to immigrants. Because if we focus on black people, we're going to end up losing. We only need a handful of black people to vote for us. That's it. We just need a handful of them. We don't need them all. Fuck them all. Let them go be Republicans. We don't care about black. We need to focus on the growing immigrant population because there are more immigrants here in the United States than there are black people in the United States. How does that work out? We FBA, we've been here, foundational. We helped build this place. Democrat leaders, they see this trend and they're looking at black people. Black people are like, well, Republicans are the only ones fighting to keep illegals out. Only ones fighting to keep immigration low. Because Republicans are fighting for the black people in this country to be more prominent. They want us to succeed here. We want to succeed here. This is our home. But yet the Democratic leaders are like, we don't care about the black people. Keep them on welfare, give them EBT, keep them depressed, put them in prison. We got a new class of people coming in who's willing to do the work for less and work for better. That's what they think. Oh, we want resources. That's
You couldn't say this any better. You couldn't have said this any better. This is 100% what's going down. But it's going to be too late for Negroes to see it because they're too caught up in some dumb shit. I don't know. I don't get it. But this is exactly what's happening in the neighborhood. I don't get it. Yeah, that was that Willie D clap. But believe it or not, them redistricting those neighborhoods will make the black folks that's used to just talking this blackity black talk and running the district down, they're now going to have to Kwame slow as fuck. What's up, Hater? How you doing? Keep chatting because you really helping the chat rate. But everybody else is going to have to. They're going to have to talk about everybody in their new map line instead of just black people. Because that's the way of the world anyway. It's a big melting pot of people. It's not just black. It's not just white. It's all of us. So why not do lines like that? That's what King would want.
To succeed here. We want to succeed here. This is our home. But yet the Democratic leaders are like, we don't care about the black people. Keep them on welfare, give them EBT, keep them depressed, put them in prison. We got a new class of people coming in who's willing to do the work for less and work for better. That's what they think. Oh, we want resources. That's it. Instead of giving these Somalis millions and billions, give it to the black community. Instead of sitting there knowing that all this fraud is going on and not doing nothing about it. Oh, let the illegals do fraud. Let the immigrants do fraud because if we get on them, they're going to leave. And if they leave, we're going to lose our voters. So they let the immigrants do all the fraudulent shit they want to do. Anytime something comes up that it's an immigrant do something, we don't care about that. We don't care. That's racism. That's racist. That's just racist. No. Republicans are like, this is not racist. It's racist for you to be black Democratic leaders to not even mention the black people you supposedly represent. That's racist. You don't even care about the black people you represent. You're more focused on immigrants. Jasmine Crockett focused on immigrants.
He's grown and said that Republicans want us to be more prominent in this country after gutting the Civil Rights Act. Laugh out loud. The guy in the video is absolutely delusional. Kwame just protecting wealth. What are you protecting? Are you protecting these neighborhoods where somebody that look like you and me get shot every night? Is that what you're protecting? Are you protecting little boys getting their things chopped off at an early age? Is that what you're protecting? What are you protecting? What are these neighborhoods that you talking about are giving? If you want to, we can have a discussion about it. I can drop the link. If you would like, only if you would like. Because I didn't see many comments of yours. I saw this first one. But what are you protecting? Because it don't sound, you acting like them redrawing the lines actually affected you. That ain't don't affect you. You just repeating some shit you heard on the TV. You probably don't even know what gerrymandering is. Because when black folks started this gerrymandering thing in Virginia, I said, yo, they shouldn't do that. Because Republicans going to do the same thing. You can't preach for one thing on one end and be happy and then worry about it when it don't happen in your favor when they do the same thing to you. It don't really work that way. It's cool when they do it. When I do it, it's a problem. Fuck them.
Immigrants. Who else? Letitia James, she was focused on immigrants and immigration and neighbors. Everybody out there focused on immigrants, and ain't nobody focused on black people, because black people are the small population and we're only getting smaller. The more we keep using Planned Parenthood, we keep getting smaller. They keep telling black folks, don't have no kids. If you have more kids, we ain't gonna help you out. But they tell immigrants, have all the kids you want. Come over, we'll pay for them. We'll give you Medicaid, medical. We'll give you food stamps for them, $5 grand a month. Have all the kids you want. Come over to America and do that, because those are the people they want. Democrats don't want black people. And one day black people are gonna wake up and realize that. Y'all better start voting Republican so the Republicans can clean all this up. Because you keep voting Democrat, you voting on your own demise. I'm telling you.
Now, whether people agree with every word he said or not, one thing is obvious. A lot of black Americans notice the energy shift. Immigration gets immediate passion, immediate defense, immediate mobilization. Meanwhile, black communities ask about crime, schools, fathers, economics, addiction, education, and suddenly everybody starts speaking vague and TED.
Because that's what they expect. They want that for us. When you show so much, like he said on the shirt, low vibrational energy, then people start getting in their mind. I'm telling you, there's a natural thing in people's mind when they see people doing certain things. They say, well, shit, he must have wanted that. He shouldn't have been acting like that. Or that person must have wanted that. They shouldn't have been doing that. So you cannot train that out of people. They see somebody acting tough. When they see you get your ass whooped, they're going to say, well, he was acting like this. He got his ass whooped. And I'm not going to give you another example because they get offended by that example. But I'm telling you, it's something in people's mind where when you start behaving and being a certain way, they're not going to care when things happen to you.
Talk language. That contrast is what people are reacting to, not just policy, priorities. And honestly,
laugh out loud, Kwame. You can't blame a black person for any political policy in this country. Literally laugh out loud. I haven't taken a bipolar medication in 43 years. Are you good? What? Okay, I asked the fellow, did he want to hit the link? Kwame isn't bipolar, but that was a very polar, exaggerated argument. This doesn't make any sense. So I'm pretty sure you're afraid to hit the link based on you didn't say, yes, sure. Drop the link. Let's have a conversation. Because I just got to ask you a couple questions. It's very simple. I'm just going to ask you a couple very simple questions. I would love for you to hit this link. I love when you guys try to argue with grown-ups about politics. I love this. Because why are you doing this? Who trained you that you should argue with another black person about what they think? I'm not arguing with you about what you think. I'm just putting the information out. It's funny how immigrants can commit fraud and bounce, but if it was us, we'd all be America's most wanted. Absolutely. Salute to you. That's the junkie. I'm pretty sure it is. These some typing ass individuals, boy. They just want to type.
this final clip might explain why so many people feel politically homeless right now.
I used to believe that being on the left meant that you were a good person. It meant that you were someone who held kindness like a burning torch as you stumbled through the darkness of this world. Being on the left was synonymous with human rights, dignity, and fighting injustice in all its forms. At least, that was my perception as a young person. Now that I'm older, I know that nothing could be further from the truth. What I've seen is that leftism clothes itself in kindness, yet beneath it, there's often cruelty, malice, and depravity. They present themselves as human rights champions, yet at the drop of a hat, they will support the most anti-human, backward regimes so long as those regimes stand in opposition to their political enemies. They claim to hate violence, yet become gleeful in celebrating it when it's directed at someone they believe deserves it. You either believe everything they believe, or you become an enemy to them.
This is probably the deepest clip
Yeah, you got to believe everything they believe, or they got a problem with you, or they send people over here to talk like this. Kwame is a bum in real life, dirty. Now, I got a few chips on my shirt. Let me see. I did get a few chips on my shirt. Am I clean now? What about now? It's good enough? I got the crumbs off? Okay. I should be clean now.
And the whole lineup, because Chico's, I believe, is his name. Chico's reality talking about, well, he's basically talking about image management. Some people grew up believing the left automatically meant kindness, morality, compassion, intelligence. But a lot of people are realizing that branding yourself as compassionate and actually being compassionate are two different things. Especially if disagreement instantly turns somebody into evil.
I got another clip for y'all. Hold on.
Illegal immigrants or homeless veterans?
Illegal immigrants.
Why?
Because they deserve to be here just as much as anyone else. And if you're a veteran, you must have done something wrong to be homeless out here.
They did fight for the country, you know.
Right, but you must have done something wrong if you're homeless and fought for the country, right? I mean, I don't think there should be any borders, you know? I think people should just live wherever they want to live.
All right, guys, this is why we need to repeal the fucking 19th Amendment, because of dumb occur.
I have no comment for that.
Yeah, this is your average college student, an abs.
People should just live wherever they want.
Wait a minute. What did she just say?
And if you're a veteran, you must have done something.
Homeless veterans.
So let's get into it.
Protect illegal immigrants or homeless veterans?
Illegal immigrants.
What did I tell y'all? That most of these people would say. She went to a college, which a lot of people say are indoctrination camps. She went to college and don't even understand that the reason why she can get on camera and talk like this is because of the military men and women out there. Because of the brave men and women that's willing to go put their life on the line. That's why you, me, and the rest of us can run our mouth. She said, take care of illegal immigrants that's not done not a goddamn thing for her and that are illegal, that's going to come over here and take away resources from some military men and women. She says, take care of immigrants before the military. And you want to tell me that the Democratic Party is for America when they got college students thinking like this? That's a slap in the face. People going to get their leg blown off, arm blown off, losing their life, loved ones missing them, month after month, year after year. And this is the respect you got for them? That's crazy.
Protect illegal immigrants or homeless veterans?
Illegal immigrants.
Why?
Because they deserve to be here just as much as anyone else. And if you're a veteran, you must have done something wrong to be homeless out here.
They did fight for the country, you know.
Right, but you must have done something wrong if you're homeless and fought for the country, right? I mean, I don't think there should be any borders, you know? I think people should just live wherever they want to live.
All right, guys, this is why we need to repeal the fucking 19th Amendment, because of dumb occur.
I have no comment for that.
Yeah, this is your average college student, an absolute idiot. There was a lot going on in this video, from the Sideshow Bob lookalike to the person in the background doing some sort of weird emos. This video was really weird. The guy looked like he was on some sort of drug because he seemed to be talking to himself or laughing to himself, which was very weird. But yeah, there isn't any surprise that a person who holds a sign like that, who supports this movement, would be like that.
Sounds like someone's never seen the Passion of the Christ.
You're not very bright, are you?
We rented this park, so it's definitely a private event.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said we rented this park.
Okay.
It's a private event.
Where are your borders at for the park?
Where are our borders at?
Yeah.
Where are our borders?
Yeah, like where, like what's the border of the park?
Obviously, you're here to start something.
Well, I just want, well, like where are your borders at?
I'm not going to engage. Thank you.
All right. Just wondering about that.
The people who talk about no land is owned by anybody are renting parks and wanting you to leave. Sounds familiar.
How you guys doing?
Nope.
Wait.
Nope.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Hey, boy, Nick Shirley, boy, nobody, I don't want your life. Boy, you done fucked up, boy. Hey, they know who Nick Shirley is. He can't go nowhere now, boy. Look how he tried to go up them stairs. Nope. Damn. Now, I heard these people say all inclusive. I heard these people say they was nice, good people. Why this man can't walk up there with a sign? Remember how they cry about Trump not giving freedom to the press? These people don't believe in freedom of the press. Why ain't nobody saying Nick Shirley got a right to freedom of the press? When Trump kick out a reporter or say they can't come back in, they say you can't do that. Why can't this man do his job? Oh, because he caught some Somalians stealing. Oh, okay. He caught them Lyrian centers. So now he can't say nothing.
I didn't do anything.
Do you have a permit? This is a permitted event.
No, I don't need a permit.
You
Stand
do
here
need
on
a
the
permit.
steps.
All right, well, we got children in here, and we are holding a religious ceremony, so please.
Okay, what religious ceremony are we holding today?
Excuse me.
Oh, you got some like wings? Or... Wait, so what's the rule? I can't.
Look how quick she lied. Like, these people are not dumb. They know the rule. She knew to say that it was kids over there so that he can feel a little uneasy, disarming. And then they said we are holding a religious ceremony, which, that's another thing you got to be careful about. But do it look like they're doing that? Not to me.
You're allowed to be here, but you need to leave us alone.
Okay, can you leave me alone so I can walk through?
All right, you can go that way.
Here we go. All right, we're in.
You're not allowed to be here.
Wait, why am I not allowed to be here?
There you go. Keep going.
All right, I'm fine. Let's see who we can talk to today. How you doing?
Fuck out of here.
Wait, why?
Why not?
How are you guys doing? What news station are you guys? 2 News? It's crazy here in Utah. Whoever knew this would happen here? I'm just here on the steps and trying to talk to people here. And they're saying, don't talk to me. This guy just cussed me out for absolutely no reason. But I guess we'll see what happens. I don't want any problems. Let's see. How you guys doing? Good day out here?
I will forever find videos like this to be hilarious because a group of people who talk about how there shouldn't be borders, the very first thing they do when they don't want to allow people who disagree with them is they create borders. It's really very funny to see how stupid they are. We see it time and time again, and they don't realize how stupid they are. But yeah, the very things they advocate against is the very things that
What is the best thing about being trans? I feel like as a trans person, I have way more of an understanding of my relationship to gender than a lot of cis people seem to. I feel less restricted by gender roles.
There's a lot of meditation that goes into it.
When did you realize you were non-binary? I've always been uncomfortable with my body feeling like a girl. It was just a lifetime of things that kind of led to a eureka moment.
How would you better protect kids?
Smart man. Because I wasn't going to say shit either. Smart man. Smart man.
From school shooters?
I would start with gun control.
What would you do?
If you put these rules in place and ban them, we wouldn't have these mass shootings in the first place.
What rules?
Why should a 15-year-old be able to get his hands on, an assault rifle?
If the only way a 15-year-old can get their hands on an assault rifle if it is illegally. And like I said before, about most of the mass shootings are black on black crime. That is from straw purchases of guns that they're getting illegally. So they're going to get those guns anyway. In terms of actually the people who are legal gun owners, like I talked about with concealed carry permit holders, they're some of the safest and most well-behaved people in this country. People who are committing the crimes are the people who are illegally getting the guns. And so if someone is illegally getting a gun, how is the best way for you to defend yourself from someone who broke the law?
I feel like if there was a ban in place to begin with from the get-go.
Like I'm saying, the people who are committing the most crimes are getting their guns illegally. So how do you defend yourself from someone who got their gun illegally?
I mean, I'm not quite sure, but I
With a
feel like,
gun.
But we
If
have.
you had a
You not quite sure? What the? You gotta get the strap. What are you talking about? To defend against an illegal gun, you must have one too. Duh. And you went to college? You went to college and you couldn't understand that part? I understand reading and writing. I get it. But he asked you a very simple, logical question that the people that are committing most of the crimes, they're going to get their guns illegally. So how do you defend yourself against someone who's getting their guns illegally? Meaning that putting a ban on the guns is not going to stop them from getting theirs. And you disarming us is just going to have me get unalive in front of my people. So no, we ain't doing that. You give the right to defend yourself. So therefore, people will think before they just start attacking people. That's the hopes. And then we can have other good Samaritans intervene if they see someone aggressing a person that's not doing something. That's why you have more guns. Like, that's simple.
gun, you're evening the most crimes are getting their guns illegally. So how do you defend yourself from someone who got their gun illegally?
I mean, I'm not quite sure, but I
With
feel
a
like,
gun.
But we
If
have.
you had a gun, you're evening the playing field. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard that right, but she said the way to ban school shooters is by putting laws against school shooters, or sorry, against guns, as if school shooters are going to care about these rules. They definitely don't care about murder laws because they still do it. So why would you think these rules would help? A college student, by the way.
This is a protest rally to protect children. Why are you guys
Exactly.
trying to take away their rights? Trying to take away children's rights. If you can't vote or get a tattoo until you're 16, you shouldn't be changing your gender or having people change your pronouns in secret. You should be disgusted with yourself. People that don't have children, you're trying to make life-altering decisions for other people's children. What the fuck is wrong with you? Huh? Seriously, trying to speak on behalf of other people's children. And you fuckers are the ones telling everybody to keep secrets. I don't have a problem with what you identify as. What I have a problem with is that you people want to try to identify children. That's my problem.
Well, it's very simple. The reason they want to do this to kids is because of
That's a grown parent right there. That's a grown man. That's a grown adult. That's what adults with kids are supposed to do. How can you make rules for people? And that's the same thing I was asking this guy that was bumping his gums, talking a lot about kids. Find out he don't got no kids. You can't really speak on things like that if you don't know nothing about it. If you don't have kids, I respect the fact of your choice or whatever happened. I apologize if you couldn't, but you can't understand what it's like to have a kid. If you never got up and made a bottle in the middle of the night or shook your girl and woke up, hey, put that tea there. I know you're tired, but shit. Or you use that pump to pump it out and then you go warm it up. I should have never bought that goddamn thing. I bought that thing and she never had to wake up again. I had to get my ass up. Soon as I bought that bullshit, now I got to wake up. I got to go warm it up on the stove. I got to get the bottle. And she got the milk right there. I should have never went and bought that shit. But that's neither here nor there. But you don't have a right to tell somebody what to do with their children, especially if you don't have one. And I don't think parents should be made afraid to speak up about their children. That doesn't mean you hate someone. I don't hate anybody. I don't disrespect anybody. Live your life to the fullest. Live your life like it's golden. Shit, I want to live mine too. But leave the kids out of it. You should not be coerced. I don't want to see a grown-up man in his drawers going around the kids, arcing his back and twerking in front of children. It's just a natural call for me to say that's fucked up. And I know it's other men out there, it's bad for business for them to say that. So they're not man enough and they're not going to say something like that. Maybe I'm stupid. They're not going to say anything. They're going to be quiet. They're going to go along to get along and they're going to make a bunch of money. But me, when you do that in front of children, it just sets something off for me to say, hey, that's wrong. What the fuck is wrong with you? And no offense, but you shouldn't do that in front of a child. I wouldn't let somebody do that in front of my child. So why would you want to do that in front of a kid? That's crazy.
with. So why would you think these rules would help? A college student, by the way.
This is a protest rally to protect children. Why are you guys exactly trying to take away their rights? Trying to take away children's right? If you can't vote or get a tattoo until you're 16, you shouldn't be changing your gender or having people change your pronouns in secret. You should be disgusted with yourself. People that don't have children, you're trying to make life-altering decisions for other people's children. What the fuck is wrong with you? Huh? Seriously, trying to speak on behalf of other people's children. And you fuckers are the ones telling everybody to keep secrets. I don't have a problem with what you identify as. What I have a problem with is that you people want to try to identify children. That's my problem.
Well, it's very simple. The reason they want to do this to kids is because, of course, like the losers they are and the genetic dead ends they are, they're not going to be the ones procreating. So in order to further their disgusting ideology, they have to push it on kids. The kids that aren't theirs, they have to push it onto them as well. They have to brainwash the kids that aren't theirs because they're not going to be procreating. They hate procreation. They actually hate children as well, which is why they do what they do, and which is why they're also a death cult.
Americans, when are you going to do it? Why isn't it already done? Every day there's another happening, right? Awful for your country. Awful, right? Why don't we redirect this energy to something else? You know, there's all these incels that are going, oh my God, fuck me. So they go and do, you know what would actually make people respect you a little bit and make people want you? Is if you did it. You get heaps of fan mail. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just do it. Like, you're all doing it every day anyway. Like, I don't fucking get it. Like,
of course, you're the type of person to say something like this. The two of you look like cousins, which more than likely means you have a low IQ.
If women can their child, a man should at least be able to abandon it. My wallet, my choice.
Well, I disagree. It's fine.
But hold on. Let's say the woman has no health issues. The reason the woman wants to get the abortion is I don't want to spend money on the kid. And that's it. She would be okay going through the pregnancy and all that. The only reason she wants to get the abortion is because children cost money and she wants to keep her money. Are you okay with her getting an abortion?
I think that's fair if you're not ready in your life to support and take care of a child.
So if a man said, I'm not ready in my life to have a child, they have a name for that. They'll call him a deadbeat. But if she says it, then it's okay, she said. What in the holy hypocrisy is that? Anytime a man say anything, he's a problem. He should have used a condom. They'll tell a man the truth. And I agree with most of it. But with this woman, you can't hold her accountable to nothing. If nothing else is wrong, and you chose, you had this, you laid down with no condom, you let this man get up in your club, shoot the club up, and so that you get pregnant, and the only thing is money. You don't want to have no kid because you don't want to pay. Well, that's a lot of these women. I think if some of these women had to pay and not blame baby daddy for everything, they wouldn't have no kid. They'd have made them put that rub on. I'm just saying.
To spend money on the kid, and that's it. She would be okay going through the pregnancy and all that. The only reason she wants to get the abortion is because children cost money and she wants to keep her money. Are you okay with her getting an abortion?
I think that's fair if you're not ready in your life to support and take care of a child.
Let me ask you this. A woman is a billionaire and she has the means to have a kid. In fact, she's already had one kid and she plans to have other kids in the future, but she's decided that she doesn't want to have this kid quite now. Can she get an abortion?
Her body, her choice.
Are you fine with her getting an abortion?
She's being selfish. That's your opinion.
Right. So
I'd rather a woman be selfish than put a child in the world and not take care of it.
What is so difficult to understand about this? You would think with all the equality that they talk about, of course, being the case that they are inconsistent in their positions, but you would think with the equality they talk about, they would think, yeah, this would be equal. If you're able to end your own offspring, I would think that if you have your body, your choice in that situation, you would think they would also apply the situation to men, but they don't. I know it's the case I'm trying to be reasonable with people who are unreasonable, but this would be a simple thing to understand, yet they still don't understand the equality here.
The embryonic stage and the fetal stages are just biological stages. Like a puppy goes through a fetal stage, but they're a fetal puppy. A human fetus is a human in the fetal stage of development. A human embryo is a human in the embryonic stage of development.
I don't think that matters though, because the point
it doesn't, because
I think
humans,
that a woman who is living and breathing who has lived and experienced, who has lived and loved and experienced life should have priority over what they do with her fucking body.
So I just think that she should have equality. So the woman,
how is it inequality?
The woman in the
she
womb.
Can go to the hospital and they can give her a pill if she wants a medically induced abortion, which by the way, doctors do have limitations, right? They can't just give an abortion. There are limitations in place. So no, abortion is not murder. It's healthcare. You're completely wrong.
So
and I don't care about the rest of your argument. I really don't.
Well, see, I was hoping that you would reason, but you knew where it was going.
Damn, her temperament is terrible. Jesus Christ, somebody got to have sex with that. Somebody's going to get that pregnant one day. Lord have mercy. We doomed. If this is how we communicate with one another, we are doomed. Jesus Christ, I got to see this interaction again. This man is twice her size, but she's the one amping up. She's the one that's going to initiate the aggressive talk. We have come far in this society because this is weird. This aggressive talk is why? Why can't you just walk off? Why can't you say, I don't want to engage in a conversation with you? Why do all this extra stuff? I don't get it.
Thing to understand, yet they still don't understand the equality here.
The embryonic stage and the fetal stages are just biological stages. Like a puppy goes through a fetal stage, but they're a fetal puppy. A human fetus is a human in the fetal stage of development. A human embryo is a human in the embryonic stage of development.
I don't think that matters though, because the point
it doesn't, because
I think
humans,
that a woman who is living and breathing who has lived and experienced, who has lived and loved and experienced life should have priority over what they do with her fucking body.
So I just think that she should have equality. So the woman,
how is it inequality?
The woman in the
she
womb
can go to the hospital and they can give her a pill if she wants a medically induced abortion, which by the way, doctors do have limitations, right? They can't just give an abortion. There are limitations in place. So no, abortion is not murder. It's healthcare. You're completely wrong.
So
and I don't care about the rest of your argument. I really don't.
Well, see, I was hoping that you would reason, but you knew where it was going, so you whistled and left.
I want to make this known to you all that you do know shouting and screaming doesn't mean your position is correct. You do know talking angrily to other people also doesn't mean your position is correct. It's more than likely the case that you can't defend your position. So what you do is you get angry at people because your position is stupid.
What is a woman?
Well, I guess it's someone that passes out and shits herself at a party. Because I mean, I know you consider yourself to be one, and I passes out and.
What is a woman?
Well, I guess it's someone that passes out and shits herself at a party. Because I mean, I know you can.
Whoa. How disrespectful that is to women. You got to diss women now? Women are people that just pass out and piss themselves at parties? What kind of answer is that? Damn, that's crazy. I never talk about a woman like that.
You get angry at people because your position is stupid.
What is a woman?
Well, I guess it's someone that passes out and shits herself at a party. Because I mean, I know you can.
Whoa. He didn't say pee herself. He said shit herself. I ain't never been to a party where a woman doo-doo on herself. Damn, that must have been a hell of a party. What party does he go to? You go to parties where women poop their pants? What the fuck? That's disrespectful. Ladies, I apologize for you.
You get angry at people because your position is stupid.
What is a woman?
Well, I guess it's someone that passes out and shits herself at a party. Because I mean, I know you consider yourself to be one, and I.
How do you know that? You didn't ask me what I identify with.
I think.
Aren't you guys against that?
Have a nice day, though.
How can you tell that I'm a woman?
Are you saying that you would like to be addressed as a man?
What is a man?
I know, but
you're shaking. You're shaking. Your lips are quivering. Your eyes are twitching because you're so nervous to be talking to me.
No, I just took my ADHD medicine late, so like amphetamines hitting.
That's a good excuse. Yeah, that's a good excuse.
Dog, you're
literally shaking.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, you were so cool and brave coming up here to me, so that was awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really clear, you know, how much I'm shaking.
She called his ass out. You up here shaking. You up here quivering to talk to me. Damn. You don't gotta like this lady, but she tough, boy. I like the way she tell it like it is. You scared of me. You up here shaking.
I know, but
You're shaking.
You're saying that. I think.
Aren't you guys against that?
Have a nice day, though.
How can you tell that I'm a woman?
Are you saying that you would like to be addressed as a man?
What is a man?
I know, but
You're shaking. You're shaking. Your lips are quivering. Your eyes are twitching because you're so nervous to be talking to me.
No, I just took my ADHD medicine late, so like amphetamine's hitting.
That's a good excuse. Yeah, that's a good excuse.
Dog, you should
You're
see
literally
me.
shaking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, you were so cool and brave coming up here to me, so that was awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really clear, you know, how much I'm shaking, right? Yeah, but you know. You're so cool.
Hi, you are beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love this so much.
Go engage with her. She's a baiter. Okay. No, she's a baiter. I can handle it.
I'm a gator. I'm a gator or a baiter.
I have no idea.
You would think the question that she asked was some sort of question to do with rocket science or something, but this is a question as to what people are, the people you interact with every day, and the thing we've known for generations, and they take it as if you're solving some sort of unknown math equation. What's a woman is the question, and you're struggling to answer that, yet you want to fight for women's rights. Make it make sense.
The human body is not inherently sexual.
Whoa. This guy just claimed, the last thing you said was interesting. You said the human body isn't by nature sexual?
Inherently
Are you
sexual.
serious? Are you in college?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm on the dean's list.
You're on the dean's list? Oh, God.
It does
It's a huge part of who we are. That which brings me to my next point about your community. You should thank your mom and dad today that they weren't gay.
Once again, this is a college student shouting as if what he said made sense. There is no way you said out loud that the human body is not inherently sexual, when the reason you're here is because of the human body being inherently sexual. You wouldn't be here without.
I think these people got to be trolling. What y'all think? This is not real, is it? This have to be a level of people see a camera and either they're getting nervous or either they just trolling. This can't be a real thing. Can't be accountability for them logging off. Like, this can't be a real thing. This can't be. I think it's got to be the camera scaring them or something. Like, damn.
You guys are confused. You need to get help.
Lessons I'm teaching my sons as soon as they turn 21. All right, let's take a look. 1, if she plays games, walk. Grown women don't do confusion. Good. Learn how to cook, fix a tire, hold eye contact. Good. A man's word means nothing if his actions are weak. Good. But let's see. Discipline beats motivation. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Good. Attraction fades, loyalty and peace don't. Amazing. You have all that good advice and you overlook the one where you should tell your sons to stay away from porn stars like you. That's tough.
Yeah, the prostitutes are finding new ways for people to subscribe to their channels, basically.
What do you think about abortion?
I think there's pedophiles running the world, and it's the last thing we should worry about. If you care about children, go kill Donald Trump and also duties. Pedophile.
Yeah, I think pedophiles should get the death penalty, but they're.
But you're such a bad faith argument. And see, I'm actually doing it.
No. Hey, you not like I think.
I think you're enemy, and the rich are killing people like you and me.
Yeah, see, I'm here because I'm trying to love my neighbor as myself. My neighbors are being killed in the womb.
You're worried about that.
Man, that lady yelled at you.
Yeah, and you're a dumb.
Why they get so upset? What the hell are they so angry for? No, KB, it's a real confused nation. Can anybody tell me why is a man this angry about something like this? He yelling at this lady about her having a sign peacefully about no abortions. Why are you yelling at her like that? You the one that's angry that he called her a dumb fuck. Damn. I wish her son or somebody was out there.
I'm trying to love my neighbor as myself. My neighbors are being killed in the womb.
You're worried about that.
Man, that lady yelled at you.
Yeah, and you're a dumb. You know that?
That's not true. Highly educated. Probably. No, it's believing that all humans have rights is not a bad opinion. It's a good opinion. It's just hard to hold when people have killed so many of my neighbors.
We can't even feed the children we cannot feed children if you murder them before they're born. I don't want my neighbors to murder their children either. Yes, it is.
And this is one of the signs of a low IQ person to say, well, because there's this issue, we shouldn't be talking about this issue. You do know you can do both. It's not one or the other. Both are disgusting things and you can talk about both of them. I know in your small brain, you're not able to compartmentalize and to do separate things at the same time. I know it's hard for you, but yeah, you can do that.
Which woman was recently killed by a white police officer? Which woman was recently killed in Britain by a white
police officer. I actually haven't seen this. Sorry. Yeah, but I just want to know. I just want to know: is it far right? Is this far right to call this out?
No, it's not far right to call it out, but the context you are doing it in.
The context is rape and death. They're dead.
Have a look at our prison
But they're dead.
sister.
I'm just trying to defend them.
Our sister.
So if they were black, would it be better?
Have a look at our prison
If they were
system.
black, would it be better?
I asked you, have a look at our prison system, and you come back and you tell me the percentage.
Well, justice for these victims. I'm here for all women. I don't pick and choose which women you know, and I just think it's quite sad. But anyways, let's go. They said it's disgusting to have compassion over women who are literally dead. These women in these images are dead, and the media has given them zero to no attention at all. There's been no protest, there's been no march, and I thought that the women's movement would actually care about this. It's quite sad.
This is the go-to of the liberal. When we talk about the negatives of the minorities, you have to talk about white people as well, because we can't talk about, you know, minorities because they don't do anything wrong. They never do. And if they do, well...
Y'all notice how dismissive the women that was for the women's group were to a woman? I don't think you're supposed to be that dismissive to a woman if you're over there talking about women's rights. You should be able to talk to this woman. Like, that's crazy.
White people too.
POV, you're a girl in the gym. Yes, you are a girl in the gym. A girl that's okay filming herself like this to post online for the entire internet to see, but it bothers you that somebody looks at you in real life? Seriously? And that man looks at you for a literal half second while the other man doesn't look at you at all. And he probably looks at you because you have an entire film production set up with a camera pointed directly at him, wondering what in the world is she doing, as anybody would. That's normal. But you know what? Since you like to zoom in on people to try and expose them as gym creeps, let's see how you like it. If we zoom in on this photo, we see there's a wall behind you that's absolutely bending. So either you're cooking the books or you need to call a contractor immediately because your house is about to fall on you. Either way, you need to do better. Mind your own business. POV, you just got swole.
Yay, feminism.
That's right. Today, the Brownsville community came together in the court square in support of Satura's mother.
I don't even know why that's a thing. You see a woman like that in the gym, don't stare at them, but it's not a crime to look. What you looking at? You're very attractive. Have a nice day. But I'm leaving. It ain't that big of a deal. Relax. I can't help what I see in the public, especially if you have naked. Lady, chill. I'm not a creepazoid. I'm not going to stare at you, but I'm going to see you. Shit, the same way y'all going to see men in gray sweats. You're going to see it. Hell, some of y'all do too much, but you can't help what people see, especially if you're going to put it out there for them to see. Stop trying to force people into being creeps. Damn.
Their family. And tonight, as the TBI continues searching for the shooter, Satura's friends and family told me she was a cheerful and supportive friend to those who knew her.
An emotional Mother's Day in the Brownsville community as the city mourns the loss of 17-year-old Satura Hayes, shot and killed in Webb's Bank Park Friday. Her friends say she was there that night to support her friends before their prom.
It's always been nothing but good laughs, good spirits. Every time she was around, you would always be laughing. You could not have a bad moment with Satura. She was a bright soul, bright smile. And her laugh so contagious. She laughed, you laughed, like literally.
Friends, family, and strangers gathered in the Brownsville Court Square in support of Satura's mother as her daughter's remains were being transported to the funeral home with a police escort.
She would love to see everybody here. And we know she's looking down on us. My girl would be so happy right now that the whole town came out to see her and supported her through this, because my girl didn't deserve this.
Satura's closest friends, speaking on behalf of her family, say their friend was a kind and cheerful person with dreams of becoming a nurse.
One summer, I was real depressed. This girl came to my house every day of the summer and got me up out my bed and made me come outside. She has the most genuine spirit ever. Like, if you need something, you can call her and she's going to do it if she can.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation says they are looking for tips that could help find who killed Satura Hayes and injured 4 more.
It don't matter how long it's going to take. She going to get justice. Y'all took my friend. Y'all took somebody's daughter. Her sister won't be able to see her. She won't be able to see her nieces no more. She won't be able to do nothing no more because y'all took her. And y'all wrong for it.
And as usual, of course, it's not the case that something like this is going worldwide or nationwide because it's 2 black people. If it was a white person who did this to a black person, they would be marching in streets and burning down streets and chanting BLM and how oppressed they are. But when it's 2 black people who do it, they don't talk about it. They want to keep it silent.
I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I never thought that the shirt I wore to school on March 21st would lead me to speak with you today. On that Tuesday morning, I was taken out of gym class to sit down with two adults for what turned out to be a very uncomfortable talk. I was told that people were complaining about the words on my shirt, that my shirt was making some students feel unsafe. Yes, words on a shirt made people feel unsafe. They told me that I wasn't in trouble, but it sure felt like I was. I was told that I would.
So wait, Chud the Builder can run around calling people the N-word, and they can't feel no emotions about that. They should be okay because it's words. But then we teach the kids that words on a shirt that he's not even saying will make them feel unsafe. We kind of sitting in mixed messages here. Do words make people feel unsafe? Is words a problem or not? This is crazy. Let's finish this up. Watch what this little kid say.
Need to remove my shirt before I could return to class. When I nicely told them that I didn't want to do that, they called my father. Thankfully, my dad supported my decisions and came to pick me up. What did my shirt say? 5 simple words. There are only 2 genders. Nothing harmful, nothing threatening, just a statement I believe to be a fact. I have been told that my shirt was targeting a protected class. Who is this protected class? Are their feelings more important than my rights? I don't complain when I see pride flags and diversity posters hung throughout the school. Do you know why? Because others have a right to their beliefs just as I do. Not one person, staff, or student told me that they were bothered by what I was wearing. Actually, just the opposite. Several kids told me that they supported my actions and that they wanted one too. I was told that the shirt was a disruption to learning. No one got up and stormed out of class. No one burst into tears. I'm sure I would have noticed if they had. I experience disruptions to my learning every day. Kids acting out in class are a disruption, yet nothing is done. Why do the rules apply to one, yet not another? I feel like these adults were telling me that it wasn't okay for me to have an opposing view. Their arguments were weak, in my opinion. I didn't go to school that day to hurt feelings or cause trouble. I have learned a lot from this experience. I learned that a lot of other students share my view. I learned that adults don't always do the right thing or make the right decisions. I know that I have a right to wear a shirt with those 5 words. Even at 12 years old, I have my own political opinions, and I have a right to express those opinions. Even at school, this right is called the First Amendment to the Constitution. My hope in being here tonight is to bring the school committee's attention to this issue. I hope that you will speak up for the rest of us so we can express ourselves without being pulled out of class. Next time, it may not only be me. There might be more students that decide to speak out. Thank you for your time and good night.
Thank you. Anyone else on public comment?
During lunch on April 11th, I had no idea who the
That little boy ripped it up. That little boy ripped it up. And he learning at an early age that you can't say what you want to say. I told you, if Chud the Builder would have went up to the LGBTQIA plus community and said something disparaging, they would have looked at those words very different. They would have stepped in right away. You can't talk like that. But then this N-word controversy, because everybody wants to say it so bad, they will allow these white guys to say this disparaging word, this racial slur to black folks, and they want us to stand there and take it. Why don't the rules apply? Why isn't it harmful to black folks? We done went through slavery, we done went through all kind of stuff black folks have to only be brought back to be called racial slurs and provoke us into situations where you can be unalive. But then if you wear a shirt towards another community, you got to take it off. Yeah, I told you. They care about words a lot. It's just a matter of who is said to. It's all about who we like. Don't ever forget that.
guest speaker was going to be. I was curious about what they were going to talk about. When I arrived in the library, I sat down for a presentation there. Dr. Sarah Esbaro talked about hormone therapy and sex changes. She also talked about where and how to get sex change surgery, hormone shots, and Christian not supporting the LGBT community. I also started that not all Christian people are bad and some are openly support the community. She responded with, name 10 priests that are gay or openly support the community. I just sat back down because I didn't know how to respond. I actively support having a gay, straight alliance club, and I attend the meetings. However, I feel that since my own views on more of the conservative side and I identify as a Christian, that my views are not accurately supported in this club. The views presented are very one-sided, and it teaches you only to think one way and to ignore the other side. I also attend the esports club at Champion. In order to join the club, my parents had to sign a permission slip. This was to make sure I was always safe while attending the after-school club. The GSA club has no permission slip and to have parents sign, and basically your parents wouldn't know that you were going unless you told them. My esports club also has a Discord server, and that in order to use, my parents had to sign a permission slip. I had to allow my parents to access the account. GSA also has a Discord server, and my parents never had to sign a permission or even knew of its existence. Before and after school clubs need rules and regulations to ensure students' safety both online and in person. This will help parents be involved in their child's life, and you can still have fun in school. I'm asking for any independent school district to take action and accountability with these issues. Our future and safety as students depends on it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this kid, and his father definitely raised a great boy who's going to more than likely become a great man. But yeah, of course, people want to be offended at the truth. As I've said before, you can slap these people in the face with the truth and they'll say, yeah, we still don't care. He had a statement of truth on his show because of the fact that we want to cater to some sensitive people's feelings. They thought it was a negative thing. This whole idea of there being multiple genders is a new thing that just came along. And before people want to come along and say, well, the Native Americans believed in two spirits, that was not the same thing. That was something completely different. And you believing in this nonsense.
All right, that was that. Let me bring myself back up on the screen. That was that. Let me see what that other video is that I have for y'all. I do need to make some call. Here comes the bride. Oh, man, and why? Was it that one? This is it. Ow, my knee is hurting. This was on Tennessee lawmakers. This was on TSPLY, T-Sply. Watch this. I think this is the one I wanted. Hold on, let me make sure.
Okay, so things are getting very heated right now in Tennessee because this just happened. Several Tennessee House Democrats have been stripped from committees after last week's special session. And this special session that happened last week had to do with the redistricting of Tennessee, which of course went in the favor of Republicans.
What the fuck is wrong with you? You stupid motherfucker.
Okay, so here's what's going on. Basically, these letters were sent out to individual Democrats who may have stood out from the rest, according to this letter. And this letter is letting those Democrats know, due to your actions during the special session, you guys are now all kicked off of your subcommittees. And spoiler alert, one of those Democrats already responded and said, I would do it again. So we have a lot to dig into. Now, real quick, before we start this video, make sure to please like the video. It helps out a ton, and it also helps others see the videos as well. And I don't want you guys to miss a thing. So here we go.
Tennessee House Speaker Cameron Sexton has removed several Democrats from their committee seats.
Now, that is according to a letter sent by the Speaker and obtained by Local 3. The letter, addressed to Democratic leader Karen Camper, says the removals are tied to actions taken by Democratic lawmakers during last week's special session on Tennessee redistricting. Those actions include interlocking arms on the House floor, blocking aisles, and instigating and encouraging disruption of the legislative process.
Okay, so as far as these actions, we actually have the specifics right here. This is the actual letter. Interlocking arms in the well of the House floor, blocking aisles on the House floor, instigating and encouraging disruptions of the legislative process in coordination with paid protesters and attendees in the gallery, including the distribution of earplugs to a member of your caucus, the use of prohibited props and noisemakers on the floor, demonstrating a lack of respect towards fellow members seeking recognition to speak on legislation, and flagrant disregard for the permanent rules of order of the House. So when we say actions, we're talking about a lot of different actions and accusations. So there are a lot of different clips circulating right now as far as what went down within the Tennessee Capitol. That's a lawmaker, by the way. That's not like a random person. That is a lawmaker. And if you are wondering, yes, that is one of the Democrats that...
He said this sound like an episode of the Boondocks. Boy, they yelling and going crazy, ain't it? I just don't understand this, man. What are we doing? Like, watch this. They thought this is country white guy I was looking at on Instagram. Watch this right here.
Wonder why Trump doesn't seem worried about the midterm. I'll tell you why, because he's smart, bro. Let me tell you the game. Now, keep in mind, this is a country boy's way of explaining this shit to all you common folks so that you can understand and I can understand. So he realized, him and his team, that the Democratic gerrymandering shit is all based on race. They filed a lawsuit, sent it to the Supreme Court. Guess what? That's unconstitutional. Illegal is what that means. So all their gerrymandering shit gone. What that means, they lose like 30 seats in the House, which means we keep the House red. That's some gangster shit. You cannot gerrymander sections of counties because of race. So now the Dems are losing all kind of seats. They're going to lose like 30 seats. So he ain't worried about winning the midterms because we already won that shit. The Supreme Court says so, baby. Y'all think Trump's out here willy-nilly being a dumbass? I'm telling you, the man has a plan, always. You can't be a CEO for 50-some years and not have a fucking plan all the time, bro. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. And you people that have never owned a business, you're W-2 employees, you work at fucking Starbucks or whatever, you can't comprehend the type of shit that someone in that position, even before he became president, deals with on a daily basis and the shit they have to solve. It's immense. Trust me, as a business owner of many, many businesses, I've built many, many businesses over the last 30 years. You can't even fathom what your boss is going through, let alone what somebody like Trump has to deal with on a 24-hour daily basis. That's why the man don't sleep. Ain't got time. But we win. Gotcha, bitches. This is what happens when you try to break all the rules and cheat and lie and steal and do all this stuff. It comes back to haunt your ass. You can't get away with shit, ever. Maybe for a minute, but not forever. Peace.
Gotcha, bitches. Woo! I like it.
That got a letter. Now, this is another Democrat that got a letter. And I would say out of all of the clips that have circulated out of this session, this is the one Democrat right here that was really going viral. So this is him right here, the lawmaker. That's his brother. It was reported that he was arrested.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? You stupid motherfucker.
Okay, so leave your comments down below. Let me know how you feel about that. And we know he received one of those letters because he wrote about it. Speaker of the Tennessee House, Cameron Sexton, just removed me and every Democrat, and therefore every black elected official in the state legislature from any committee we serve on. This move strips nearly 2 million Tennesseans from the representation they deserve in Tennessee state leg. And by the way, we actually have a follow-up after that last sequence. Here is the lawmaker right outside the Capitol.
Right now, my brother, Allison, are being arrested by the state troopers because they refused to move when Cameron Sexton said so. He cleared the gallery for no clear reason. Even people on the House floor did not understand why. And now all these troopers and folks are actually arresting them and taking them down to booking. I'm going to talk to our Nashville lawyers to see what's supposed to happen. But this is what tyranny does. This is what whites.
If I would have went on the House floor and I acted like that, they'd arrest my black ass too. This ain't got nothing to do with tyranny. You just said they asked you to leave and your brother didn't leave. The only reason why you're not arrested is because you're a sitting senator or whatever. You're a rep. You're a representative. Your brother not. So they're not going to arrest you and embarrass you. They're going to give you a little pass because you above the law a little bit. Your brother not. So you should have protected your brother and told him to leave, and you stand there and fight and argue with the police like you did.
Supremacy does. This is it, trying to force us to capitulate. Yeah. And I appreciate y'all not capitulating. And I'm gonna take the votes. I'm gonna speak up and speak out. But this is the problem with our democracy. This is the problem when white supremacy rules and governs and guides instead of democracy. Okay. Come on. Where you going? Where the car? Going into the lane. I'm going into a van right now. I love you. Hi, buddy. I love you. You want to keep your phone? Or you want to get your phone? Okay. And I got your coat.
Okay, so that happened.
And I ain't never seen a black man get arrested so clean and good. He get to hug his brother. That means he ain't even in cuffs. Man, what is you complaining about, man? Your brother broke the law. He ain't even arrested. I don't even see no handcuffs. Yeah. Your brother is able to hug you. Look at your brother. Ain't cuffs ain't behind his back. You could have been giving him a weapon or something. They ain't gonna ever arrest a black man the way that they arrested your brother. He's not in cuffs. He got a chance to give you a hug. You could have passed him a weapon. Man, this is the nicest arrest I ever seen. This is all for show. Your brother is about to be booked. He'll be right back out doing the same shit because there's no consequence for what he's doing. Look at that. Everybody else you get into it with the police. Knees on their back, their neck, the cuffs going on their wrist. They're getting thrown into a car that they can't fit in. They got to turn to the side and lay down and be cuffed down there. Your brother got a van. Boy, he riding to jail in style with no handcuffs. So, yeah, this is America, man. You doing good. What are you talking about? Most people, if you done been arrested and you any type of size, you got to get in that back seat and you got to figure out how to not break your wrist, and you got to figure out how to lay to the side and get to the jailhouse with your head hitting the goddamn window. But he in a full van with no cuffs. He gonna get a chance to sit upright with no problem. So shut up crying, Taco Mac. Your brother should have left.
Okay. And I got your code.
Okay, so that happened right after the whole, yelling at the state trooper. A lot of people were very upset about that, by the way. You can leave your comments down below. Let me know how you feel about this. But now let's get to the actual responses from those letters. Okay, so here is Gabby Salinas, one of the Democrats that got a letter. Again, she says, I would do it again, but she actually also posted a video. So let's see what this is all about.
Hi, everybody. This is Representative Salinas from my front yard. We just received a letter from the speaker saying that I have been removed from all standing committees as well as subcommittees. So my committees are the Judiciary Committee and state and local. And then my subcommittees are public service and criminal justice. And this is a result.
If Byron Donalds and Wesley Hunt acted even a little bit like this, they would have got jumped by the police and Congress people. Salute. Salute, Turtle. What is that? Turtles Land? Turtles Land? Turtles Land. They don't clean because they snow bunnies. Police was arrested them too.
Of the actions that we took on the floor last week. It is interesting that disenfranchising an entire district here in Shelby County carries zero consequences, breaking the law.
Why do they keep saying that somebody's disenfranchising us? We already disenfranchised. We have no representation as it is. The Black Caucus, Black people are worried about illegal immigrants. They're not worried about Black people. Chicago, people in Chicago are shouting at those meetings every day because their money and their taxes are going up because of illegal immigrants. Minnesota, Seattle, all these places, they're focused on illegal immigrants. So that's the party that we vote for, is focusing on illegal immigrants. The Republican Party are not focused on Black people. You know why? We don't vote for them. So who's focusing on Black people? Nobody. So we're already disenfranchised, man. You saying that they're redistricting don't got nothing to do with the Democratic Party, the Black people. That got something to do with Democrats losing power. That's it.
Law, having to change the law and running an illegal sham of a special session will carry no consequences. But speaking out, using your voice, and representing the interest of the people of Tennessee is something that they seem deemed punishable, to the point of kicking me and other Democrats out of our committees. I have zero regrets. I think that having had cancer 3 times, you really learn to live for the moment. And I'm not going to worry about what those things will mean for the future, because nobody's promised tomorrow. All we have is today. And I am glad that I was there in that moment to be able to speak up for my district and fight for all Tennesseans and for everybody in our country, because
I'm glad you was there too. You know, now people got to see what they wasn't going to allow to happen, and they about to bring some law and order back. I was glad to see that.
we know that what they do here, we are the tip of the spear. And what happens here impacts the entire country. So I have zero regrets.
Okay, so that is her response to all of this. She would do it again, and she has no regrets. Now, as far as what did she do specifically in the session, I'm not exactly sure. I was not able to pinpoint that, but she did post this video. Okay, so again, I'm not exactly sure what she did specifically, but what we do know in that letter is that there was some mention between working with paid protesters. Maybe that's where she got in trouble. I have no idea, but this was a video she posted.
Sexton says members of the Democratic caucus will receive individual letters informing them of their removal.
So far, we've confirmed at least 5 Democrats who have been removed from their committees. They are State Representatives Justin Pearson and Justin Jones, who were expelled from the body in 2023 for leading protests from the well of the House. Both were reelected. State Representative Gloria Johnson, who joined them at that time but apologized, retaining her seat. Also dumped tonight from committee assignment, State Representatives Gabby Salinas and Afton Bain.
Okay, so some of you might recognize that name, Afton Bain. Afton Bain, she's the one who ran for Congress in Tennessee, by the way. And Afton Bain was also almost in very big trouble last year. You guys might remember coming out of Tennessee, there was a lawmaker who was accused of stalking Homeland Security agents, filming them and leaking their information, their whereabouts in Nashville, Tennessee, or I think the Madison area. That was Afton Bain, by the way. And we do have a response from Afton Bain. LOL, the Agricultural Committee was really going to stifle my summer plans, with a crying face, obviously being sarcastic. I was proud to stand with the Tennessee Democrats last week in opposition to the GOP supermajority's unconstitutional and illegal power grab. So she was proud of what she did. Again, you're probably seeing a common theme of a lot of these individuals have either been in some sort of controversy or in the public spotlight for past actions. One of them actually apologized, like you just heard. But overall, many of these Democrats don't really seem to care too much, almost as if they would do it again. And some of them are saying they would do it again. And I have to be fair to this story. Although the majority of Tennessee is obviously Republican, there are a lot of supporters of Afton and a lot of support, by the way.
We spoke to the lone Democrat from Chattanooga in the Tennessee General Assembly. That's State Representative Yusuf Hakeem. He tells us he has not received any letter or indication that he's been removed from his committees.
We also reached out to several of our Republican state representatives. Those we've heard back from say they support Speaker Sexton.
State Representative Greg Martin writes in part, quote, I applaud Speaker Sexton for holding accountable those disrupted souls that neither practice civility nor espouse its virtue. And Representative Kevin Raper of Bradley County says, quote, the egregious actions by the Democratic Party were unlawful, dangerous, a violation of House rules, and an embarrassment to the state of Tennessee. There should be accountability for horrible behaviors such as those that existed.
Yeah, let me know how you feel about it from the rest. It is
I know they didn't like it, but that's just the way it go. You can't just let people do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Justin Pearson, and this shouldn't shock anyone. We see this all the time. It looks like he is using this right now to relaunch his campaign. I mean, he's literally saying this. Yesterday, we relaunched my campaign for a U.S. Congress in Memphis. Historic Orange Mound. So let's see what this is all about.
Tennessee State Representative Justin J. Pearson says he's staying in the race for the new District 9 seat. He announced this morning that he'll continue his campaign, even after lawmakers voted during last week's special session to redraw Tennessee's congressional map, splitting Memphis into 3 districts. The old District 9 seat currently belongs to Congressman Steve Cohen, and the 2 became congressional before the new maps were drawn. Today, Representative Pearson said he's undeterred and will continue running for that congressional seat.
We're not going to quit. We're still going to march. We're still going to knock doors. We're still going to visit churches. We're still going to organize. We're still going to mobilize. We're still going to activate, and we're still going to Washington, D.C.
Okay, and here's the thing. I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up winning. So he does have a lot of hype right now. I'm not exactly sure what the numbers are.
And he definitely gonna win. He is definitely gonna win. This Griff been working for a long time. He's gonna win. He get thrown out. They just doing it to the man. You got to get a level of thrown out. Otherwise, it's not real. You got to have a level of fake arrest. Otherwise, it's not real. The arrest is going to be somewhat of an arrest. You ain't going to see you get slammed down. You're not going to get the knee in your back. You're not even going to get in a regular police car. So they're going to get somewhat arrested. They're going to have somewhat a level of political, it looked like it's some pro-blackity black stuff because he got to jump around and do all this stupid shit. But it ain't going to be nothing real. Name one of your family members ever got arrested like that. No cuffs, hugging you. Here go my cell phone, dog. I'll be right back. The lawyer coming. I'm jumping in a packet wagon, uncuffed. Come on, man. This is theater. 100% real man member for 12 months. Butter biscuits. I got to show y'all something. To the YNs out there, don't let this be you.
His age, physical abilities, things like that. Do you think that the prison would benefit from him in a work capacity if he were sentenced to life without parole?
I say yes, with my experience, not only just in classification, but as former warden and even as a jail administrator. He's someone that's young, he's healthy. In reality, we need that labor, we need that sweat equity.
When I said this real nigga shit wasn't nothing but a trick to get, they gonna work you, and they gonna work you and throw you in a hole. Look what this man said. I suggest you not unalive this boy because he's young, because he's youthful. And we, meaning the state, meaning the private prisons, meaning the shareholders, wherever he's going to end up, they can get that sweat equity out of him. Slavery is not over. These little YNs think that they doing something real. This boy done caught an elbow at 20 years old. In 20 years, this boy will only be 40. He's going to work for 20 years and be 40 years old. He can work for 40 years and only be 60. They got their slave right here in this so-called YN that do all his signs, do all this stupid shit, and thinking that he means something to the world. And now he mean a lot to the state of Florida. This is your new slave. This boy will be working the field. He will be working them penitentiary hallways for a little or nothing. He'll be making license plates, soap, tires. All the trades are no longer in prisons, are no longer in high schools because they got these guys right here that's not too far removed from high schools doing stupid shit when they get out of high school, calling it gang, and then going to prison for 20, 30, 40 years. And now this is an elbow. Do you know how much money this guy is about to make Bob Barker and his family? They love you, YN. You guys are the best thing that happened to America's economy because you don't love yourself. You don't think this is a dead-end street. This ain't helping you. This kid came up in a two-parent household for the most majority of his life, traveling the world, doing fun stuff, and he still get wrapped up in a culture of shooting at people to the point where now there's a white man bidding for his black ass just like in the slave days. That one right there. Yeah, they looking at him right now. Yeah, he young. He got a good back. Yeah, he got some good limbs, good arms. Yeah, that boy can work. Yeah, we get that sweat equity out of that one. Send him to here. Send him to Camp 8. Camp 8 for this one. Do you want to be a real nigga? You still want to be a real nigga? Shorty want to be a thug. They gonna be. This what that thug shit get you. Now you up here crying. The white man said, we're going to get that sweat equity out of you, boy.
And we will put them out there to work because we do have an aging prison population, jail administration. We have that. So we put these young individuals to work and get some sweat equity out of them since they are young and actually can.
Motherfuckers say we got an aging prison population, so we need this guy. Oh, God, dog. We got an aging prison population, so we need this guy. Damn.
Do the work.
Sweat equity is crazy. Listen, YNs, I'm trying to tell you.
It ain't the same no more. Okay. My generation, I'm 33. My generation was probably the last generation when you could do something without cameras being all up your SSA. Or people telling as much as they tell now. They are making examples out of you YNs. Send this video to a YN because who think that they can spin the block with the ops. Because I'm trying to tell you, they going to make a zap out you and you're not going to come home. You're going to be stuck. You're going to be wishing that you never did what you did. Let this be a lesson to everybody out there that want to go out there and play. But them folk, they trying to get some sweat equity out you. That's free labor, sir. More companies being built off your back. You don't be trying to cry now. You wouldn't cry when you were spending the block. It's millions of ways to get $1 million. Silence ain't one of them, my brother. Find something safe to do. Go sell some water. I keep telling y'all, go sell some water or some ass or something. But not spinning the block with the ops, no.
Based on Mr.
I was agreeing with the brother to that last part. To go sell some what? Take the what and lead a what? Come on, bro. Don't whoa, that last part, bit much. Let's see what this is. Which one is this? Another one right here. Hold on, y'all.
Oh man, he had a bright future. He had a good family. No, listen to me. I'm a real life street nigga, man. And real life street niggas like me know. We be happy when niggas like this get all of that time. We be happy when we see these niggas that didn't have to eat sugar water and motherfucking food out the can, lights being off, struggling. We be happy to see these niggas get this type of time. Let me tell y'all something, America. These the niggas in the community that's causing all the problems throughout the foundational Black American community. These niggas that's from good homes have no business being in the community. The poor Black boy ain't the one that's out here doing everything. It's the niggas like this that want to come around with a bright idea and all of this bullshit. Most of them young Black boys in the community ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And to this dumbass nigga coming around looking for some excitement. And here we go.
I hate to say it, but he right. I never understood that. There always be a kid from a neighborhood that he don't have to be in a bad neighborhood. He choose to be. They have a little more money, so people accept them. They can bring around things that you don't necessarily have, so you accept them. They might have a car. They might have the gun. They might have the drink. They might have something that you guys don't have. So you let them come around. They learn the ropes. They be wild as hell. They be the wildest one because to them, it's all fun. Oh, this is what y'all do. I'll shoot first. They be crazy. And a lot of times they be the ones that get the most time. And it'd be like the mindset of that, I just don't get it. That mindset right there is what make me dumb down myself a little bit. Because I'm from the hood, but I just don't understand why people perpetuate that cycle. That shit wasn't fun, nigga. That wasn't fun. People ask me, you going to see T.I. Trap House? No need. I grew up in one. I don't need to see that. That shit wasn't fun. Having the police kicking your door and all that, it was not fun. I don't want to remember that shit. It's like a big blur or trauma. I don't want to remember that. I don't look at it like, yeah, nigga, I'm from this. I look at it like, whew, nigga, thank God. Nigga, we finna be over here in Pyros. We finna be over here in Egypt. Nigga, we finna have fun. That's the fun I'm talking about away from the hood. It's people want to go to the hood like it's all the fun in there until they get popped. This shit crazy to me.
Talking about, oh man, he had a bright future. He had a good family. No, listen to me. I'm a real life street nigga, man. And real life street niggas like me know. We be happy when niggas like this get all of that time. We be happy when we see these niggas that didn't have to eat sugar water and motherfucking food out the can, lights being off, struggling. We be happy to see these niggas get this type of time. Let me tell y'all something, America. These the niggas in the community that's causing all the problems throughout the foundational Black American community. These niggas that's from good homes have no business being in the community. The poor Black boy ain't the one that's out here doing everything. It's the niggas like this that want to come around with a bright idea and all of this bullshit. Most of them young Black boys in the community ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And to this dumbass nigga coming around looking for some excitement. And here we go. Talking about, oh man, he had a bright future. He had a good family. No, listen to me. I'm a real life street nigga, man. And real life street niggas like me.
That ended already. But listen, y'all, that's my time. I got to move on to bigger and better things like getting me something to eat other than these damn chips. So I shall be back later on, maybe on my 2.0 channel. Maybe I'll upload a video. I don't know if I want to sit down or either when I'm riding out or at the restaurant. Talking about playing in traffic. Yeah, they want to play in traffic. They stupid. This is the nigga chasing Julio Fulio in a whole nother state, but now he want to cry about his life. No, them white folks finna get that sweat equity out of you, boy. They gonna work you. They gonna work you. And you better hope that little martial arts that you, I ain't gonna say little because you're a blue belt. So maybe he'll be able to defend himself and learn the prison rules because he looked like Rico Suave. But he's a blue belt in karate, so he has a baseline of defense and defending himself. So hopefully he'll be all right. And they don't just take advantage of him. Brother KB, you spoke about the heated chats you used to have with Auntie about Trump. Was a fun story. He said he should change the Republican these days. He has what? Let me not read it from that side. You spoke about the heated chats you used to have with your auntie about Trump. Was a fun story. Has she changed to Republican these days? Hell no, she ain't changed to Republican. Hell no. Hell no, she is everything Trump fault. Everything my fault. Everything Trump fault. Get off the porch. That's what it is. Don't come on my porch. It's Trump fault. I ain't ate from my auntie house in so long. Shit. I got to come out with a song. Fuck Donald Trump or something. I got to eat at my auntie house. But yeah, it's over with. Auntie ain't let me on the porch. Can't eat nothing. Nacho got kicked out too, I think. It's over with. I brainwashed him. But y'all have a blessed rest of y'all afternoon. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.